Hello guys, this is Cable back with another Boom Beach video. Today we're actually on the forums now, and something that I was just flicking through, and there was actually a Q&A done with basically the team at Boom Beach, and there's some really interesting stuff that they talk about, some really cool things. I'm going to keep it a surprise. You'll probably see in the title of this video what one of the things are. Now let's go, Q&A with Boom Beach dev team. Now, I think I'm one of the first people to cover this, but anyway, let's go through this together. I decided to do it like this instead of going through gameplay. It's easier for you guys to see it as I'm basically talking about it. So, here we go here. Hi everyone, sorry for the delay. We'll just flick through this, basically seeing the main ones here. Any more HQ levels planned? See, they're not very concerned right now. They're not basically concerned with getting the HQ levels because obviously there's a lot at the moment. I completely agree with him there. We are solving with max level player resource bases, something we're looking into right now. Great ideas. This is the one that's really interesting. Will hero troops be added into the game? He replies, great question. We're actually making some prototypes, so that means they're actually making some prototypes for this, guys. For heroes right now, I want to put a big disclaimer that this does not mean it will end up in the game right now. The idea only exists as a post note. Of course it will be a cool idea, and we have some love to hear them as well. So basically this is really cool. That means that they're going to be maybe having heroes into the game similar to how Clash of Clans maybe works. It'd be a great idea. It would also mix up the game. Obviously this is not set in stone, but this is absolutely great. This is a little cool graph here that they're actually showing about the players here as well. New players are increasingly forced extreme to play style and increasing the wall casual player levels. Right, look at this here. Basically this chart, someone was basically asking questions about, basically some people are dropping VP levels, but they're actually showing here that HQ 20 plus have actually gained victory points between these two dates showed on this graph. So that's pretty cool. So people are actually playing the game a little bit more than we thought. So this is really cool throughout the summer there. Resource bases have been a long time. So they're basically going to be thinking about adding new resource bases in, but they're trying to switch it up. It's something that it's really hard for them to do, to be perfectly honest with you. They can't really change resource bases too much. It's something that's already set in stone. So yeah, that's what that basically says. Yep, someone asked the question if it's promoted for offensive play. Of course it's promoted for offensive play. Task forces, everything is offensive. I mean, you're not going to be able to play the game, well, you can play it pure defensive, but hang on a sec, if you're playing it pure defensive, then you're not really playing a game at all, are you? You're just going on to do an upgrade. So yeah, of course it's an offensive game. Is turtling the playstyle the dev team wants to promote in the game? Everyone is completely free to play their way. Your base is yours. You want to encourage players to, and will obviously encourage players in PvP. Recent matchmaking improvements has been aimed at making PvP as fair as possible, experience as possible. So basically that's why they've added the grapple, they've added the new prototype defense. You just want to make it fairer because a lot of people are turtling. That means that you're basically using a lot of ice statues. That's what a lot of the top players are using at the moment. So obviously that bringing new prototype defenses out does basically stop that. How does the dev team feel about the Ice Age? And yeah, basically statues, one of the most interesting aspects of the game. We're always looking at balancing changes. Right now we are plans of changing the statues. So they're not planning on changing anything. They're not planning on changing anything. To be honest, I think it's good the way it is. If they make attacks too OP, it's balanced. I mean, if you want to be high, you have to use ice, and that's perfectly okay. I think it's fine. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's fine. This is just basically this next question. So basically, them asking about, there's a big gap between the first and top 50, basically about 1,000 victory points, just because they're not very sure how to deal with this at the moment, and to be perfectly honest, I don't really know how they can deal with it as well. It's just maybe the lack of players playing at the top, not wanting to spend as much money. That's maybe what it is. I'm not particularly sure. NPC bases are increasingly cap players. Basically it gets boring to use NPC bases, and they are thinking about changing some things, adding new ones in to keep it. With each update we tend to add a few more circulation, but no scalable solutions anymore. Right, here we go. High level options. Basically, as you guys probably know, high level operations attacks is just mostly Zuka play. Now, all they have as answer this is just basically they're trying to balance the troops out within every update. I don't know how they can stop high level operation gameplay from just stop being all Zuka, because in theory that is the best combo. You just can't beat it unless they completely nerf the Zukas, which would be ridiculous, and no one would like that. Yeah, I do like that one there. Great. Well, here we go. This is, guys, this is what we've been waiting for. This is the bad boy. This is the question we're all waiting for. Are we going to see Task Force versus Task Force? It's going to be so good. This is one of the best things. Now, I'm going to say my opinion after we've seen this, and I think you guys will probably agree. Right, okay. So as you guys know, this Task Force versus Task Force, more fun, active players. Of course, one of the ways to do that of Task Force is because to give a bit of context of why these are challenge, we can help a bit of the development process. We are a small group. Supercell means we're limited resources. They have limited resources, so it's a massive project for them. And for example, doing something like Task Force Wars. Now, basically, if they do Task Force Wars, they have a really small team, and they have a choice, basically, to make this happen, and they'll have no updates for a long time, or do it in the background of smaller updates, which obviously it will take a longer time to release. Now, they're not going to commit to this project unless they're 100% sure that it's going to improve the game, and I personally think it will. Now, it's up to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think you should bring out smaller updates and do Task Force versus Task Force through a long period of time, or basically drop all the short updates, drop everything they've got, and basically just go and concentrate on it and get it done between a medium time? I'm not very sure how long that will be. Now, guys, I think we need a Task Force versus Task Force, in my opinion. Obviously, you guys have your own opinions. For some lower level players, you've not really hit that wall yet, so it doesn't really matter to a lower level player. But for a high level player, it'd be so cool. It just, I don't even want to talk about it right now. That would be so cool. So, just people with team swapping, they're just looking into, people are just switching around to get intel and stuff like that. They're going to start looking into that. Task Force recruiting in the game, they're absolutely looking into Task Force recruiting. I don't even think there's a problem with Task Force and recruiting at the moment. It recommends you quite a lot of Task Forces anyway, but yeah, maybe they add like some sort of section. You guys can go in the forums if you want to go in a Task Force anyway, guys. Chat in game for recruitment. Now, they're looking into this. They don't want it to be a global chat though, but they want it to be something similar. That would be pretty cool, I suppose. Can we get bookmarks for Task Force? That's a really good idea, marking Task Forces and stuff like that so you can track them. That's a cool idea. That's what they said, cool idea. What's the short-term and long-term plans for recruitment, retention? A lot of these questions are to do with recruitment, so it must be a big problem. So they must have to look into that. Not really liking that. Obviously, they mentioned the boombox is cool and stuff like that. So how does the ban process? Obviously, I think they do the octopus work. The octopus works. So basically, this is the basically program they use to ban players in the game. It was not a one-time ban. Our enforcement team is constantly working on encourage fair play. We decided an entry team to this project, and it's ongoing. Right, okay, can we get island edit mode? This is something I like, or redesign our base, moving stuff, getting ridiculous. Yes, it is getting ridiculous, guys, to move things about, but to be honest, I think as they basically say, it's not as easy just to add that in. I mean, that's a lot of time. Is it really going to improve your game? I mean, let's be honest, are you really going to play more Boom Beach because you can redesign your base? Obviously, it should have really been in there at the start, but these guys are a small team, guys, and we're asking for a lot. We ask for a lot in these kind of updates, and I mean, they're doing their best. We can't get everything, and I would quite happily drop the edit mode if we get some really cool other things in the game. So basically, that here we go. Right. Can we fix replays? Obviously, I've noticed that as well. The replays, it's kind of bugged at the moment. Yeah. Reducing the time to find opponents. Now, this is basically about players that obviously have really completely destroyed their base. They wiped their base. They've got nothing left to attack. Now, obviously, this will affect other players. They're basically saying if you can get more bases on you, if you can see more bases on your map, that means someone else is getting attacked more, and it's completely balanced at the moment. People don't want to. They're basically saying people don't want to feel encouraged to stay online all the time so you don't get attacked, and I completely agree with them. That is just keep it the way it is, guys. Fairly change it. Basically, this is about changing your nickname. I don't know what I think about this. Obviously, people want to change their nickname. Obviously, you only get one change, but I can see their point. I mean, if you were changing your nickname all the time, especially if you're in a task force, people are not really going to recognize who you are if you're changing your name all the time. The only other thing I could ever think of is you have an in-game name and then in brackets you have like a nickname or something like that, and it shows both names. I don't really know, guys. Yeah, that's it. Everything there. The most things I'm excited about is they're actually considering Task Force versus Task Force. They're actually considering heroes in the game. Now, so heroes, Task Force versus Task Force, the game is not technically dying because people are playing it more. So all these things have been answered in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's kind of been a little bit of a rough video. I suppose I should have probably prepared this a little bit better, but you know, that's the way it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are excited about possible update changes in the game.